Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and it is Watercolor Wednesday, so yay, we get to watercolor. Not that I don't watercolor other times, but it's just super fun. I want to say welcome to all my new subscribers, and welcome back to the people that follow me. I want to say hugs and blessings to Sherry, Marty, and Carolyn R. I also want to say a super duper thank you to Oz Jan. Love you, Jan. She has supported me for a long time, been part of my YouTube channel, always commenting, and I really do appreciate it so much. The comments, any activity with the YouTube channel helps me. So anything you do, clicking the like button, comments, subscribing, chatting with other people that are commenting, all those things help my channel. So please always remember that. I also want to send out a big thanks to Diane Antone. She's a watercolor artist, and I found her. She did a video about AI. I actually had found her channel before that, hadn't had a chance to watch a whole lot of videos, but just talking about AI and the YouTube algorithm and how she is struggling with it, and a lot of us are. I think it's more common than not. There are definitely people who are not, and I'm not sure what the difference is, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I get if I'm not your cup of tea, I'm not your cup of tea, and I totally understand that. That definitely does happen, but I just feel like I had a very successful channel, and it's just slowly dwindled to very I don't know. I don't want to bag on it. Anyways, I just want to say thank you to Diane. So I'll try to remember to link her video in the description box below. Please do go over and subscribe at her channel. She does some beautiful watercolors. So and she's got 10 times the experience that I do. Like, she's very experienced in watercoloring. So I'm just learning. So she would be a good resource. So, we're going to do our other little hedgehog, the one that I drew out, and this one looks a little angry because of the black. I was just trying to get that on there because I did the whole, I sketched this, what is it, like almost 2 weeks ago now, or a week ago now, and I did blow it up a little bit. So I'm going to attempt again to put this in the description box below the video so that you guys can get it. I don't know why I keep having trouble with the Google Drive letting you guys get the copy of it. And so I'm really trying. It's not for lack of effort. Please know that. I really am trying to get those to you. And I have fixed the two videos, the Halloween video and the other hedgehog video, so you can definitely get those sketches. They're just simple sketches just to make it a little bit easier. You can add, embellish, do whatever you like. This is just a starting point. So you could do a whole background, or make him smaller and do a whole other thing with it, whatever, I don't know. But anyway, what I do is, like I said, sketch it. You put graphite, I used a charcoal pencil, whatever kind of pencil, on the back, put it down, trace over the image, and then it'll give you, just a light sort of pencil sketch of it, which is good for watercolor because it can either be erased or it'll just kind of go away. So that is a good thing. So anyway, I have a round 8. I have my watercolor set that I always put in the description box below the video. This is not an expensive set, so if you're just starting out, something like this will be good. These seem to be great paints. I mean, I've liked them. Like I said, I'm no guru and all that. I'm just learning, and I'm just having fun, and I'm having fun with you guys, and I'm loving seeing some of you have done some of the sketches and paintings, and it's just fun. That's really the whole thing. And like I told you guys last week, my niece is having a baby, and so she already knows she's having a little boy, so I'm doing a couple of these watercolors for her, and she can choose which one, or if she wants both, whatever. Just, something fun for her. But I'm just starting too. So if you're just starting, I did do, and I know I mention this all the time, but I just want people to know, I have painted before. I did watercolor, or not watercolor, acrylic murals for a lot of years. So, well, not really a lot of years, but a while. So I do have some painting background. It's not as if I'm never painted before, but so if you are just now learning to paint, obviously you're going to have a different experience. I just have a few things tricks that I know, I guess you could say. So, you know, but it's, don't get discouraged. Keep going, because the only way to get better, and I say this about every single kind of art and everything you want to learn to do, whether it's music, art, whatever, is train your brain. You have to train your brain. Yes, some people definitely do have a gift. I 100% agree with that. But I also think that you're never going to get anywhere if you don't train your brain. So that's the only way to get better, and you'll never get better if you don't ever try, right? So I have my 16 round to do this, and I'm not going to do it like I did last time. I'm just going to kind of go around this hedgehog, and I did spritz a little water. You guys saw me. Oh, I just went around the hedgehog a little. It's fine. I just kind of want to have a little blue around him. I'm not going to do like the whole thing like I did last time with leaves and all those things. I'm just going to do just a little blue around my little hedgehog here. And this is kind of a gray blue. I just mixed together a few different blues I have. Just use what you have. It doesn't matter what my colors are specifically. Just use what you have in your paint box. You don't have to use the same exact colors that I am. Because, you know, we all have different brands of paints. So it just makes it really difficult to have the exact colors. I mean, some colors seem to be the same. There's, you know, the cadmium yellow and phthalo blue, and those kind of things like are the same. But like in a big box like what I have, I'm gonna have different things than what you might have. So just use what you have, what you like what will go with whatever you got going on. I really appreciate Diane. She came over and subscribed and left a comment. That was just very kind of her, and I'm also subscribed to her channel. It's good for us to support each other, because I don't really understand the algorithm, to be honest with you, because I don't feel like what I offer is bad. I mean, yeah, it's not going to be for everybody. I understand that, but like I said, I just feel like I've just sort of fallen off the planet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where she went. I just never see her videos anymore because they don't come up in, you know, whatever the algorithm puts them up, you know, or doesn't put them up is the problem. Because like last night, I even went and looked for Halloween watercolors for myself to watch because I felt like watching them. And my Halloween watercolor video doesn't come up at all. It's nowhere that I could find. So yeah. And I get it's a popular, what's most popular, right? So like if people aren't watching my channel, then they're, you know, they're not putting my videos up there for people to see. But I don't know, I just feel like it's very weird and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I don't know. I have no idea. But it is a little aggravating. But I thank you guys. I am definitely doing better in my Etsy shop and all those things. So however that's working out, I definitely appreciate everybody. And I mean, you know, I unfortunately, because of the age that I am and the stage I'm at in my life, I still have to work. So I would love to just do this for fun, like come and, you know, just paint or make cards or just do all those kind of things. I would, oh my gosh, yes, that would be so awesome. I wouldn't even worry about how many subscribers I had or any of those kind of things at all. Like, no problem. But it's only because, you know, I'm still at that age where I gotta have some kind of income to pay my bills. Bummer, right? Life is a bummer that way. I wish we could just play and not think about these things. That would be excellent. But I do thank you guys. You guys are awesome. And like I said, I am doing better. So hallelujah, right? Okay. So I think I'm going to probably get that dry because I don't want, you know, any colors going into other colors. I'm going to spritz this just a little because I feel like I've got a lot of lines. Dab it just a little bit in some spots. I don't know, I'm just trying stuff. I know I'm probably doing loads of things wrong, but it's okay. We're just playing today. Today's a play day. Watercolor days are play days for me. Actually, a lot of the stuff I do is like a play day for me, but okay. All right, I'll be right back. Okie dokie, we are back with our little hedgehog. They are so cute, don't you guys think? Like I said, I don't know a ton about hedgehogs, but they're sure cute. And then I'm just using a little gray brown sort of, because that's kind of the way they seem to me, is a little bit gray, a little bit brown color on the darker area. And I'm going to kind of try to keep it pretty loose. I am going to do some little sort of like hairs, but I'm going to go in again with my pen, my fine line marker. It's still a little bit wet right there. And you don't want every hair going the same direction. I know that that can be tricky, but like I said last week too, I don't know if they're like more like hairs or more like poked. I think they're more like spines a little bit, but I don't really know. All I know is my niece loves them, so that's what got me started on this. I was like, she needs a hedgehog, right? Kind of messed up this brush the other day. A little mad at myself about that. I'll tip it a little. I just have this on a piece of cardboard right now. They have those art boards, but I don't have any of those, and this works great just to, you know, recycle your cardboard, right? Whatever works is what I always say. Do what works. Oops. Crazy there. I mean, their spines or their fur, whatever, does kind of all go in a direction, sort of like, you know, you don't pet a cat backwards, that whole thing, but you don't want it to end up looking like it's in a row, like you're lining up pencils or something like that. You don't want to have that sort of a look on it. I'm gonna go a little heavier right here since I got the blue on its head. And I have my brush like this again. That works for me. I don't know that that's the right way or wrong way or what, but arm over the mushroom here. I think he took a few little nibbles out of that mushroom. It seems. Little cutie patootie. Kind of just go around his ears with a darker color here, or the darker brown, because we're going to use a lighter color too on him, obviously, just so they show up, because otherwise they're going to get lost in the whole thing. Probably should have used a smaller brush for that. See, this is the live and learn part, right? Get a little more water here. That's kind of drying out on me. It's always this balance between too wet and too dry. I think I'm going to come in probably with just a little bit more dark for those ears, because I'm afraid they're still going to just get lost. I'm just mixing some black with that same brown color that I was using. And a smaller brush. This is a 0 round. It's real tiny. I'm doing a video, son. He's getting ready to go to a movie. It's his last week of freedom before he has to go back to college. Well, he didn't really have much freedom since he had to work all summer, but he took this week off so that he could just hang out with some friends and all that before he goes back. And my daughter's already in the thick of it because she's already at band camp, so. And from band camp, it's straight on to school. This one works better for the hairs, so if you've got a 0, a tinier round, that works better. I just want to add some of this dark in there, because they've got some layers of some different colors in them. Probably should have done the lightest color first, but you know, I always do things backwards. Feel free to fast forward if this is grating on your nerves. I know many of you will stick with me, and I appreciate it, but I also understand. This keeps drying on me. It's so hot in here today. Ugh. Helps if you keep your watercolors a little bit damp activated, you know, when you go to use them. That's a little too much. Gonna be a cute one. Hugging on his little mushroom. That's from an actual photograph that I did that sketch. It was just a photograph I found on Pinterest. So if you are looking for ideas or whatever, and you like to do your own sketches and stuff, definitely check out some of the like wildlife photographs and that on Pinterest. There, some really cute stuff. Oopsie, too much. Definitely cute. There's like snails and mushrooms and ladybugs and mushrooms. You can do all kinds of cool things. I'm going to kind of take this over here a little. I feel like there's some sparkle that I didn't realize was in one of those paints that I grabbed up. Oopsie, got too much there. All right, we'll spread it around. Get a thirsty brush by dabbing your brush on a paper towel, and that will help if you need to pick some extra up. Okay, I think we're getting there for now on this portion. All right. So then this part of their body is a lot lighter, at least on the pictures and stuff I've seen. See, this brush bends really easy, so you need to be careful with it. It's a fragile one. I'm just going with a lighter kind of a color to go in on the belly. And I'm gonna go mostly around the edge, and then I'll try to get it lighter as I come in. And once that gets dry, that darker color, I'm gonna go in there with a little bit of the lighter too. And these little feet. Got a little too much water there. So yeah, I apologize for the whole Google Drive thing blows my mind sometimes. I am not very savvy on the whole computer thing. I try, I mean, I really do try. And then my son has to come in and figure out what in the world I did. Fix it. Yep, that's how it works around here. Now I'm going in with just water. I'm stealing some of this color to move it around. It dried really fast. Like I said, it's hot today. So I'm just lifting some of that up again. I know, it seems crazy. Put it down, lift it up. I mean, I'm sure people that are more talented than I am, or, you know, further along in their watercolor journey, could do it without doing that, but Excuse me. All of a sudden I just decided I had a dry throat, I guess. I'll probably do his eyes and his little nose with a fine line pen again. Just shows up a little bit better in the end. Watercolor is quite different than acrylic. I will definitely say that. Excuse my son. Rude. Boys, sometimes. Telling ya. Sorry, I get so quiet when I do this. It's the concentration factor. I have trouble chatting and doing this. Okay, I'm gonna steal a little bit of that brown and mix it with this color just for a tiny bit darker. I mean, you can see this, but let's go in and do a little of that. And it is blooming or bleeding or whatever, but that's okay because we can play with that. Just so his nose, you know, stands out a little bit more. Doesn't disappear. Put a little spritz right here because I don't like the way that there's like a hard line right there instead of a more blended line. Take just a little white, a little more white. I have white watercolor. Obviously not a color you use a ton because the paper's white, but I just want to get right in here around this eye. And his little mouth. I'm saying his, I really don't know. Maybe it's not a his, right? I just took a little bit of the darker again. Don't want little points there. Okay. It will get better once we get some other color in here, right? I hope. It always goes through that phase of like, what am I doing? I think it's all right. Gonna make a little bit more, little tiny bit darker, and we're gonna kind of go in and fill in some of the spots where there isn't anything with a whole lot less water. Jiminy. and to kind of bring the side to the whole thing so it's not, again, a hard line there. Again, this is just how I'm doing it. Doesn't mean there aren't other ways to do this. And there's other people that have videos on hedgehogs. I think Diane even does, and like I said, her paintings are lovely. So it's just sort of nice to hear I'm not the only one, because I just sometimes feel like, what am I doing wrong? I don't feel like I do bad content or anything, you know, so I don't know. It's real hard. But I appreciate you guys so much. I don't mean to, like, complain or whatever. You guys are awesome. I do have the best subscribers, I have to say. Just wish I could duplicate you guys. Make more, right? I'm going to kind of come in here like his little fuzzy arm is a little more this away. Oopsie, too much water. It's always tricky. See, that's hard because like this arm isn't as much with the fuzzy, but you're seeing kind of like his shoulder is what the perspective is there. So that is a little confusing, I know. But the inside part, their actual arm part, is much lighter in color. Yeah, why do I keep doing that? I want to make it a little darker and I just get carried away. Take just a little bit more this and come along here. Kind of get rid of those pencil lines a little bit more by going over them. And really their legs, like when I did the sketch, I kind of did like he had a knee, but honestly, if you really look at them, their legs just seem to, like, I don't know, pop out of their bellies, basically. They are just silly little things. Doves are outside cooing or whatever that noise is that they make. Don't even know. It's sometimes the most annoying. Okay, I'm going to use this color that I used for the belly with a little bit more of, I kind of have like a mushroom gray is what I'm calling it, that I'm going to use for this part. But we'll add more to this too, so they don't blend quite as badly as they're seeming to. Mushrooms are fun because you can't really do a whole lot wrong, I feel like. You can just play with them and have fun. They're pretty easy to paint, draw, all the things, you know. And then we can do the same thing we sort of did with the hedgehog's belly and get rid of a little bit of our, put a little water. get rid of some of that and then just pull it off so that you get that roundness, you know, like the way the light's hitting it. Now you can also like not put the paint there. That helps too. Like I said, I am no pro. Okay, we're gonna go around that edge a little bit because you can see with the darker color here that I used on the hedgehog. I got in the blue over there. Just fine, just take it out a little wider. It's not a big deal. Because mushrooms kind of have these spots and junk. Okay, the top part of the mushroom, actually gonna put just a little bit more. Got some weird lines there. And then we want to make this a little darker under here because that's, you know, you're going to get a shadow under there from the cap. And what color do I want to do the top of the mushroom? Don't know. I hadn't thought about it. Isn't that bad? I think we'll do that kind of orangey color again. Just because that's a good color with the hedgehog. And I mixed that same kind of mushroomy brown, this with this, I don't know what color I would call this, probably like a burnt sienna. I know I'm horrible with the colors, that's why I say just use what you've got, because it requires me keeping track of that. Piece of paper, and piece of paper around here is like, I don't know, throwing dust into the wind or something. It's bad. And I am going to get a little of this color bleeding into the other color. So if you don't want that, wait until it dries entirely before you do that. It's not super wet, so if it was really wet right up next to it, I wouldn't do that, but I think it's fine. And mushrooms aren't like 100% smooth. Like the tops of them can be very smooth, but along that bottom edge, they're not usually. I mean, they can be, but they're generally not. Mushrooms are a little more in my wheelhouse than hedgehogs. I'll just say that. for sure. So I'm going a little lighter with this part because I'll add to it. Get around all the little toes of the hedgie. Steal some of the color here. I'm going to have a little bit of a shadow there too, so I will be darkening that a bit because of the hedgehog leaning over it. I like those blooms on the mushrooms because I think they look real cool. They are perfect. That too wet again. It's okay because we're gonna spread it around. I should have kept spreading before that way you don't get those weird lines. Before I did the bottom. I just got too excited to do the that part. So now I have that. That is a lesson I do need to learn. To get it all, if you want it smooth, you know, if you want not a line right there, you gotta keep moving because it stains pretty quickly, like that color stains on there. There's a bubble. Bubble. Okay, I don't like the way that line is so dark, so I'm gonna kind of make it all a little bit darker. Cool thing about watercolors, you can kind of just push the paint around, you know, like it really is pretty neat to play with. And I highly recommend just play. Like if you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to paint that or whatever, I don't feel comfortable doing that or whatnot, just play around with whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do these. You can do something entirely different. But it is very fun, and I would recommend playing with watercolor because it's so cool. It just does the neatest, you know, designs or whatever. Even if you just got a spot, you know, wet in your paper and just play and see which colors bleed the most or whatever. Granulate. And granulating is some colors, and I don't totally know all the science behind it, but the pigments have minerals in them, or grains of whatever material is used to, you know, make that color. And some of them sink in the water and make like little grains. It's almost like you could see grains of salt or something like that. It's sort of like that. And they call that granulation. And then other colors don't, so you won't see it happen with other colors. And some bleed or bloom better than others. And I don't know which ones those are, but you can read all up on all of those things. I don't want the shadow to be blooming because that's not the right effect. But I like all these spots to bloom. They look pretty cool like that, I think. I might speed a lot of this up because I am not talking. The problem I'm having, I got new editing software, and I can't figure out how to mute it and speed it up is my problem. Like, I can mute the entire video, like when I do my shorts. That's not hard to do. But I can't figure out how to just mute it for one part where I speed it up, you know what I'm saying? Because otherwise you guys have to listen to like that. That might drive a person insane, but yeah. So I'm working on it. Because, like, I can speed the whole thing up and put it to music, but I know a lot of you like, you know, the chat time, and I like it too. It just, like, what are we at? We're probably at about 45 minutes, I guess, around there somewhere. There's this one spot on the paper that won't do anything. It's weird. It's not coloring at all. Very strange. I'm going to do a little squirt right here. We're going to add some more stuff to that part. I want a little bit of that. Okay, I'm back and I'm dry. I did add, because I felt like when I did this one, love it, but I needed a little texture on the belly part. So I did add just some little, you know, and I did do the grass, and it's just taking the tiny zero around and doing that deal. So, which is what we did for all the little hair and all that stuff. So now we're going to take our micron 0.2 or 0.2, or however you're supposed to say it, I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to come in a little closer just so you can see. Some light would be good. I feel like my light isn't good today. I have all my blinds closed in my craft room because it is so hot up here. And I'm on the front of the house and get all the sun, and you know, just gets a little unbearable. Kind of need to leave just a little white, and that's the way their noses are. Oops, that wasn't the best way. Kind of looks like a pig. And then I actually need a bigger pen to do the coloring in of all these parts. I forgot. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, you guys. I have just a jar full of pens and brushes and all the things, and it just gets overwhelming in there. So this is a big fatty. This one's 12, just to get this colored in. But I am going to leave a little bit of a white spot on the top. And we will do that with a bit of Posca. And I'm just going to kind of put some little, I don't want total just holes in his nose. It looks weird. And then his eyes. So we're going to just kind of do the round thing again like we did last week. Just because it's cute. They do have beadier, like smaller eyes, but I'm just doing the cutesy thing since it's for a baby. And I'm leaving like a little crescent moon sort of shape at the bottom again. I'm going to color that with the bigger pen. Oh my word. And then I'll put the highlight in with my Posca for that. The shine in his eyes. Can't do the detail with that big fat pen, that's for sure. Just doesn't work. Yeah, sorry I wasn't around yesterday for a video. I apologize for that. I mean, I did a short, but it's not quite the same. But my son and I went down to see my daughter at marching band and bring her some fruits and veggies. And so I just didn't get everything accomplished that I wanted to get accomplished. I'm sure you all know that's the way life is. So some days it just doesn't happen. I can't tell what I got going on here with these little paws. They're very hard to kind of draw, I think. Not my best thing to draw, I'll just say that. I'm just going to kind of do my little sketchy deal. But you can make it as, you know, perfect as you want it. That's fine. I'm going to just do some little hairs in there. This is just a good way, in my opinion, especially just starting out, to give you some detail without as much stress as I feel like it can be when you're just trying to do it with paint. So I feel like this is a good way to add some detail and just like clean stuff up a little bit to make it look a little bit better. And his mouth is very tricky. Just going to do that type of thing. And these don't have to be perfect lines, obviously. Got my top of my mushroom here. Just drew on his face. And I've got another little paw coming over. He's got, doing these middle ones first just because, like I said, I can't really tell. After you draw it and then you paint, it's hard to see where his little, yeah, that's kind of his arm over there. Okay. They're so funny because they have like virtually no leg hardly. And littlest, tiniest little like feet. They're a crack up. And again, mushrooms are just kind of funky on the bottom. We got to put kind of our, I think he took some bites out of this mushroom. I guess they do. I was told they do eat bugs and mushrooms. So not gonna be able to see his toes entirely down here. That's okay, because I put that grass in. Kind of just putting lines wherever I can see the tan color, just so that he does have some definition on his little foot there. And seriously, I was going to do the little like knee, but honestly, they don't really have that like a lot of animals do. So my normal little scribblies that I do. Look at my little back holes there. I don't like to just go around them every little bit because I just feel like it's too uniform, and that's not really how they are. So this one I'm not going to do quite as much of the black. I am going to do some, but just going this way and that way. And you don't have to do this part at all. If you're happy with it with just the paint, then do it that way. It's totally up to you. Oops, that one was a little crazy. Sometimes you got to try these things a few times. Sorry, upside down's not great, I know, but I just want to get this. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. I might just do a couple of these just to cohesion, you know? So it doesn't look unfinished. I'm telling you, these pens, all of them, all the brands, I don't know, do not love watercolor paper. It kind of kills them. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Sorry, you probably couldn't see some of that because I was off. And I'm going to put just a few, if I can get this pen to work, because Posca's too thick. The Posca pen I have is too thick. I'm going to just kind of add a few little white ones. It's best if you don't push very hard, I think, because I have figured out playing with it that helps, but it doesn't always matter. They're very finicky, these gel pens in white. They're not as particular in the black, but in white they can be very persnickety and don't really want to do anything. Can't see that well, but I think it will just add a little something here and there. Okay, now I just need my Posca. I should have got that out. I didn't think. I always think I have everything and I never do. It's up here. It's working. All right, so we're gonna do his little eyeballs. I can come out just a little bit so you can actually see the picture. We're gonna put some light right there. And some more light over here. You want it on the same side of the eye when you're putting the light in, or it's the reflection is what it is, like, of light off of the eye or the nose. But yeah, you want it both eyes, because if you do one eye over here and one eye over there, it makes it, they look kooky, so you don't want to do that. You want to keep it you know, the same side. If you can get all that. So there it is. And oh, we got to sign it, huh? And I like to put the year. You don't have to, but it's kind of fun when you go back and look at this stuff, because you're like, what, when did I do that? So then you know. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this. And I definitely, I think I understand the Google Drive thing now. So this will be in the description box. Keep your fingers crossed for me. If it's not, I will get it fixed. So just if you go there, because I've been posting my videos at midnight, and a lot of times I don't realize that it's not working until, you know, 8 or 9 in the morning, and then I fix it. So just come back and check if it's not there when you first watch the video. But I definitely think I get it now. So I will see you guys soon. Love ya. Bye.